Here's some more breaking news about the fourth stimulus checks that you just have to know, everybody. Nancy Pelosi and lawmakers in the House can now vote and send a spending bill to President Biden as soon as this Thursday. Now Americans have one more chance to get the next round of stimulus checks into their bank accounts. Good news, folks. What do you think about Speaker Pelosi? Is she holding back her stimulus checks from being sent out? I want to know your thoughts on this.
Its adoption of House Resolution 789, the House has resolved that Representative Paul Gosar of Arizona be censured. That Representative Paul Gosar forthwith present himself in the well of the House for the pronouncement of censure. That Representative Paul Gosar be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker. And that Representative Paul Gosar be and is hereby removed from the Committee on Natural Resources and the Committee on Oversight and Reform.
You know, up until now, China's been leading in this race. That's about to change. Because of this law, next year, for the first time in 20 years, in which American infrastructure investment will be far greater than China's. The first time in 20 years. We're going to put IBEW members and other union members to work installing a national network of charging stations along our roads and highways in our communities, over 500,000. And Governor Whitmer has already announced a proposal to expand electric charging stations along key travel routes across the state. And a few weeks ago, GM announced it's going to install 40,000 public charging stations, as we're going to unleash a lot more than that. Look, we're going to make sure that the jobs of the future end up here in Michigan, not halfway around the world. You know, that means that here in Detroit, you're going to set a new pace for electric vehicles. This is not hyperbole, this is a fact. But this infrastructure law, along with my Build Back Better plan, we're going to kickstart new batteries, materials, and parts production and recycling, boosting the manufacturing of clean vehicles with new loans and new tax credits, creating new purchase incentives for consumers to buy American-made, union-made clean vehicles, like the electric Hummer. Folks, or the Silverado, or any other of the 20 or more vehicles.
A lot has gone wrong since this unified Democratic government took the reins back in January. Let's take a look at foreign policy. The Biden administration's clumsy retreat from Afghanistan left Americans behind who wanted out and handed the country to a government staffed with terrorists who used to be locked up at Guantanamo Bay. Take a look at energy independence, or should I say energy dependence. President Biden canceled our own Keystone XL pipeline, but cleared the path for a new pipeline for Vladimir Putin. The amount of Russian oil that America has to import has already nearly doubled on the Democratic watch. Look at the border. Illegal crossings are flooding across our southern border at an all-time high. The Democrats have interior enforcement arrests down to a decade low. But there's no question that what crisis is at the top of the minds of middle-class Americans. There's no question what is keeping working Americans awake at night. It's inflation. Inflation. The runaway prices and unpredictability that Democrats' policies have fueled. 90% of Americans told one recent survey that they are somewhat or extremely concerned with inflation. We are a huge and diverse country. It's hard to get 9 in 10 Americans to agree on almost anything. But less than 1 year under Democrat policies, 90% of America is worried about inflation. And it's no wonder. Year on year, consumer prices have risen faster than they have in over 3 decades. Last month marked the 5th month in a row that inflation has topped 5%. These across-the-board numbers can sound a little abstract, so let's make it very tangible. In the past year, buying meat, fish, and eggs has gotten 12% more expensive.
Nancy Pelosi is using a pressure tactic as she tries to amass the votes to pass Biden's Build Back Better plan, saying lawmakers won't be flying home for the Thanksgiving holiday until they vote on it. And Pelosi's efforts to bring the $1.75 trillion measure has been repeatedly stalled. Although she finally won passage of Biden's $1.1 trillion infrastructure package before a different break, and that's a week-long Veterans Day recess. But still, Steny Hoyer told colleagues the Build Back Better plan is set to come up on Wednesday, with a vote possible Thursday. Nancy Pelosi actually went on CNN and told everybody the Democrats will not get home until the bill is passed. Personally, folks, I think it's great to see that Nancy Pelosi is finally trying to do her best in helping out the American people with more stimulus checks. But I want to know your thoughts on Nancy Pelosi. Can she get the fourth stimulus check sent out in time before the end of this year? Tell me in the comments below. But still, let's remember this. Bernie Sanders has also said that he will vote against a defense policy that is being taken up by the Senate this week. This opposes Chuck Schumer's new plan for more stimulus payments. Bernie Sanders actually told everybody that the Senate is spending too much time on this, and after months and months discussing the Build Back Better Act, Bernie Sanders said he will vote no on getting this bill approved. Schumer told reporters earlier that he will include the competitiveness legislation in the Senate's defense bill once it is formally brought up for debate. Without a deal to speed up things, that could happen as early as Thursday. But Sanders criticized that plan by Schumer to drop the competitiveness legislation. And Sanders also questioned why senators who are willing to approve the massive defense budget are also questioning the ability to approving Medicare, providing paid leave, and going even bigger on combating climate change as part of the Build Back Better agenda. Everybody, Republicans are still opposed to the climate and social spending bill, as Manchin emerged as a roadblock for Democrats in all three areas highlighted by Sanders. So what are your thoughts on Bernie Sanders, folks? Is he doing all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus payments? Tell me in the comments below. Republicans are also opposed to the climate and social spending bill, and Manchin has emerged as a roadblock for Democrats on all of the three areas highlighted by Sanders. The White House and top Democrats are expecting a highly anticipated estimate from the nonpartisan budget office. That's so they can know what the budget deficit is going to be. Now, according to the White House Deputy Press, the Congressional Budget Office does not have experience analyzing revenue. So the question now facing Democratic leaders is whether those assurances from the White House will be enough to comfort moderates who have said they will not pass the stimulus checks into law. That's bad news, everybody. But still, the fifth advanced child tax credit payment is being distributed by the IRS starting Monday, sending an estimated $15 billion out to all Americans. Now, everybody, those who have signed up for direct deposit with the IRS will receive their payments first. After this month, families who qualified for the advanced checks can expect to receive one more this year. That's in December. They will also receive the other half of the child tax credit when they file their taxes next year. To sign up, parents can go directly to the IRS's website and use the child tax credit portal. And currently, the enhanced tax credit expires after this year, but Democrats are pushing for it to be extended into at least 2020.